Hello, hello, all my yarny friends. It is Monday. Listen to me. It is Friday. Let me make sure I've got the days of the week right. Sorry. It is Friday. Woohoo! And I have a few things to share with you. I'm going to share with you some new O-Fire hooks. If you saw there's something on my glasses. If you saw my short from yesterday, um, I introduced the new fall crochet hooks that have gone live on the website. So I'm going to show you some of those hooks, and I want to show you some. Let's see, was it something else? No, those hooks. Sorry, I lost my y'all. This everything with mom has just got my brain just fried. So I want to show you the new crochet hooks, and then I have some fun questions um to go through for you. I think there's 8 questions, and this came from Sam's from Memphis Makes, and I saw Jules from Jules Crafts video today, Thursday, and she was answering these questions. So I thought it'd be fun if I came on and answered the questions too. So let me show you the hooks first. We have new hooks and from O-Fire, and let's see, they are the Honey Crisp, which is this one. Is that, how pretty is that? The Honey Crisp. I love all the reds and oranges. The red's not really popping out as much on camera, but it is beautiful. Let me see if I turn my light on over here to the side. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Let's see. I didn't plug my light in. I don't know if that's going to help or not, but anyway, kind of. But just the fall reds and the oranges that are swirled in here is just beautiful. We have that one, and then we have, and I'm going to have to look it up because I just went blank on the name. Um, Mystic Ember. That was it. Okay. And this is the Mystic Ember. Look at this. This has some orange in it, but it has more of a purple than the red. So purple's and orange, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So if you guys want to go check those out, even in the description box, I will have my link. And remember, we still have the dahlia hooks that just came out. Look at those. Is that not beautiful? And that sparkle is unreal. So even if you just click on my link in the description box and go look around, just clicking on the link gives me a few pennies. So I really appreciate if you just click on the link and go look. A purchase also helps. And these hooks are just beautiful. So if you've never tried an O-Fire hook before, this is a good time to try them. The fall colors are absolutely beautiful. So, and after I finish with these questions, then I'll give you a little update on mom. I think it's stress from everything with mom. Look at this. I just noticed this one, and I've got one. I'm breaking out. And I usually don't break out. And I think I'm just stressing out so much. I did not sleep good last night at all. But anyway, I'll get into that later. But here are the 8 questions, and it's Would You Rather Yarn Edition, is what this is called. And like I said, Sam from Memphis Makes is where Jules had mentioned that started this. This tag was created by her. And so I watched Jules Crafts this morning or yesterday, and that's where I got the questions. So, and I will have the 8 questions listed in the description box. So, if you as a content creator would like to answer these questions on a video, that would be awesome. I'd love it. Just there's the hashtag will be in my title, and it'll be in the description box above the questions. But just make sure if you do this in your video that you use the hashtag Would You Rather Yarn Edition, and put that in your title and in your description box. So here goes the questions. The first one, would you rather have a lifetime supply of yarn or an extra pair of hands to crochet twice as many things? I'd rather have the life supply of yarn because I tend to overwhelm myself with projects and I freak out because I don't think I'm going to get them all done. If I if I chose to crochet twice as many things, I'd be severely overwhelmed. So no, I would rather have a life supply of yarn. Question 2. Would you rather have magic yarn that weaves its own ends in, or magic yarn that changes itself to the perfect color shade for every stitch of your project? I would rather have magic yarn that weaves in its own ends. That drives me crazy. If I never had to weave in another end of yarn, I would be a happy camper. So my choice is to weave. I can choose my own colors pretty good. So I would rather have a magic yarn that weaves in the ends for me. Question 3. Would you rather only be allowed to use super bulky 6 or fingering weight yarn for the rest of your life, or only be allowed to use a 2.5 millimeter or 12 millimeter hook for the rest of your life? Let me think on this again. Would you rather only be allowed to use either super bulky 6 or fingering weight yarn for the rest of your life, or only be allowed to use no, I think I would choose the bulky or fingering weight yarn instead of choosing only 2 different hook sizes, because with those yarns I could use different hook sizes, especially with the fingering weight. I could use different hook sizes other than a 2.5 millimeter. I could use bigger hook sizes and get more drape. So I'd rather choose the weight of the yarn rather than the being stuck with just 2 different size hooks. So that would be mine. Um 4. Would you rather make the same item repeatedly forever, or only have patterns that have the wrong stitch count and fudge them forever? Um, no, I would rather have a pattern with the wrong count and fudge it, because if I had to sit and I had to crochet the same project over and over and over, I would lose my mind. I like changing it up. So no, I would not want to make the same thing over and over and over and over. So, yeah, I'd rather fudge the project and redo the stitch count. All right. Number 5. Would you rather only use black yarn for every project forever, or only use the bobble stitch for every pattern forever? I'd rather do the bobble stitch. Black yarn and me don't get along. It strains my eyes. It's just ugh. I will do it if I absolutely have to, but if I don't have to use black yarn, I choose not to. So I would much rather, yeah, use the bobble stitch. Number 6, would you rather make big, thick, woolly blankets in the summer, or super thin yarn is the only yarn you can use? Ooh, I like making blankets, but not in the summertime. I guess if I had to choose between the two, I would rather do the super thin yarn, because I could still make blankets. I could hold strands together of the super thin yarn and make a blanket. So, yeah. Number 7, would you rather have a perfect center pull every time, or have the perfect amount of yarn for a project every time? I I don't have to do a center pull. I know some people just get excited beyond words when they have a center pull. And yeah, it is kind of exciting, but I have a yarn genie, I have other things that I can use where I can use the outside pull on the yarn. So I would rather have the perfect amount of yarn for a project, because it's there's nothing more irritating to me than thinking I have enough yarn, excuse me, and I get to the end of my project and I run out. No. I usually, when I'm crocheting something, when I get a pattern that I'm working on, I usually buy one extra skein than what they recommend, because I have a fear that I'm going to run out of that yarn and I'm not going to be able to get that yarn to finish the project. So I would rather have the perfect amount of yarn for that project. And the last question, number 8. Would you rather have a stash that magically restocks, or have the perfect yarn in your stash for every pattern you own? Oh man, both of those are awesome. Could you imagine your yarn just magically restocking and you would never have to worry about buying or choosing or going to the store? Oh man. Um, but I do like to yarn shop, so I would probably go with having the perfect yarn for every pattern, because I've got patterns on my shelf over here. And most of the time, when I open up a book and look and say, oh, I want to make that, about 95% of the time, I got to get more yarn, because I either don't have the yarn that I need for the project, or I don't have enough of it. So I think I would like to have the perfect yarn in my stash for every pattern that I have. That would be it. So that was fun. So Jules, I'm so happy that I saw your video yesterday and was able to do this. And Sam, thank you for creating these questions. So again, if you would like to do these questions on your channel, make sure you use the hashtag would you rather, um, would you rather yarn edition. Make sure that's in your title and in your description box. And so in my description box below, I will have that hashtag. I will have that hashtag in the title, and I will have the 8 questions listed. I will also have Sam from Memphis Makes and Jules from Jules Crafts tagged in the description box. If you've never seen their channels, click on them. Their channels are amazing. Go check them out. Um, and now just a very quick update on Mom. I am going over to her house 3 times a day to do her eye drops for her eye, because she cannot with her because she cannot do them on her own. So I'm doing that, and yesterday was not a good day. It was hard on my mother. Um, Tuesday evening I took her home. She's not staying here at our house anymore. I took her home because I could see her getting frustrated and wondering about things, and I thought it might be better if she's in her own environment where she knows where everything is. And I was right. It was much better for her being at home. So we went Tuesday night. I took her home and I stayed with her Tuesday night and most of the day Wednesday, and went home. I went home and came back Thursday morning to check on her and make sure everything was okay. Um, while I was there Wednesday, she wanted me to sit down with her and go through her bills and make sure I mean, y'all, she can't keep anything straight. Her mental capacity right now I really feel like is really deteriorating badly. And so she still has the mental awareness of, I know I'm not remembering how to do certain things. So she's aware. The doctor said when she gets to the point where she's not aware, that's where we need to be concerned. So there's some things she's aware of, but there's starting to be some things that she's not aware of. And she wanted me to come and check and make sure she had her bills paid for the month. Well, I'm not going to go into detail, but I've had to take over her finances. Um, she she cannot handle it anymore. She she had her she had her checking account all messed up. And so I am now taking over her account, and um, I'm making sure that her bills get paid and her account stays balanced, and it was a big mess. So that was a lot. And when she realized how much of a I told her how much of a mess it was in. I don't know that she fully realized to the extent she did realize that I was going to have to take over and do it, because she realizes she can't manage it anymore. She can't figure out how to do that anymore. So, um it's she's losing her ability to do some things. There's some things she can still do on her own, but the big things like her finances, she just cannot. So I'm taking over for that. So just keep her. I appreciate everybody keeping her in your prayers, because she's going to need it. Um, and my sisters and I have two sisters, and we have been discussing the future for our mom and what we think might need to happen. And so, um, just keep us in your prayers for our patience as we care for her, and prayers especially for mom. That I don't know that her mental state is going to improve. I pray that it does, but at this point, I don't see that happening. But if you guys could pray for her, pray that she has peace and comfort, and because she's really worrying and stressing herself out right now, and that's not good. So anyway, I didn't want to end on a sad note, but just wanted you guys to be updated. I know some of you have been praying for my mom, and you guys have been sending in your good thoughts and everything, and I appreciate it more than you know. So I'm going to get off of here, because here in just a little bit, I got to go back over there and check on her again. So go try out these questions. They're really fun. I'd love to hear your answers. And go check out those O-Fire hooks. They are beautiful. And if they are great for you, they're great for gifts. And if you have a crocheter on your Christmas list, those O-Fire hooks would make a beautiful gift for someone. So I will talk to you guys later. Um, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye, guys.